Happy morning, students. Welcome to grade 6 English class. Children, today we are going to learn our 7th grammar. Up to last class, we have practiced 6 grammar, including articles, nouns and pronouns, adjectives, conjunctions, prepositions, and sentences. In sentences, we have learned that is what you mean by sentence and what are the types, everything we have learned. The same way, the next grammar we are going to learn now, and this grammar is very important. Using this grammar, we can develop very well in our communication as well as in our writing skill. So listen the class very carefully, children. Grammar is the system and structure of a language. The rules of grammar help us decide the order we put words in and which form of a word to use. That is, grammar is the system and structure of a language. It is the basic of a language. Grammar we can say as the basic of a language, and it helps to give a meaningful sentence which we can share to others or which we can receive from others. For that purpose, we can use a grammar. The furthermost grammar in English is tenses. Tenses plays a great role in the grammar. Now look at the definition of tenses, children. Tenses play a crucial role in the English language. It denotes the time when action takes place, whether sometime in the past, in the present, or will take some time in the future. Listen, children, tenses play a crucial role in the English language. That is, tenses has an important role in the development of English language. Tenses are used to give a proper meaning of a sentence. The words are arranged in a proper order to give a meaningful sentence. For that purpose, tenses are used. And then it denotes the time of an action takes place. It denotes the time of an action takes place. When the action takes place, it denotes the time. It gives the specific time. Whether the action has completed or the action is in progress or the action is waiting for the moment. So, these are the things taken place by the tenses. It denotes the time of an action takes place, whether sometime in the past, listen children, in the past, or it may be in the present or in the future, will take place sometime in the future. That is known as tenses. Tenses means it denotes the time of an action takes place. Listen carefully, the tense of a verb tells us the time of action. Now look at this tree, children. Tenses are classified into 3 kinds. One is the present tense, past tense, and then future tense. These are the 3 kinds of tenses, children. Again listen, there are 3 kinds of tenses: present tense, past tense, and then future tense. Look at this timeline, children. This timeline denotes the time taken of an action. It may be in the past, or it may be in the present, or it may be in the future. Now we are going to learn about what is my past, and then present, and then future. Among the 3 kinds of tenses, the first one is present tense. Look at the spelling, children. P-R-E-S-E-N-T. Present tense. Present tense means it refers to an action which takes place now at present. The action takes place now at present is known as present tense. Now look at the definition for present tense. Present tense is a grammatical tense whose principal function is to locate a situation or event in the present time. The present tense is used for actions which are happening now. That is known as present tense. Listen carefully, children. Present tense means is to locate a situation or an event in the present time, at now. The time is at now. That is known as present tense. It is used for the actions which are happening now. Present tense means, children, it refers to an action which takes place now at present, at this situation, at this point. That is known as present tense. Look at this example, children. Jimmy plays in the garden. Say plays. The word plays represents about a time at present, now. That is present tense. It refers to the action which takes place now at present. Jimmy plays in the garden. Plays in the garden. Look at the word plays. Look at the verb as plays. So with the help of this verb, we can identify that the tense is present tense. Jimmy. The second kind of tense is past tense. P-A-S-T, past tense, past tense. Past tense means it refers to an action which took place some time ago in the past. The work has completed. That is known as past tense. It refers to an action which took place some time ago in the past. That is past tense. Now look at the definition for past tense, children. Past tense is a verb tense used for a past activity or a past state of being. This is known as past tense. Past tense is a verb tense used for a past activity. Understand the word past activity or a past state of being. That is past tense. The work has completed. That is past tense. It refers to an action which took place some time ago in the past. The work has completed in the past. The work has completed. That is past tense. Look at this example. I jump in the lake. This was a past activity. There is an activity what I jumped. What is the verb here? Jumped. I jumped in the lake. With the help of this verb, we can identify that this tense is past tense. This is a past activity. I jumped. P-E-D is added. Jumped. I jumped. This is a past activity. So it is past tense. I was happy. I was. The verb, that is the be form verb is here given as was. I was happy. So it is past tense. Now look at this example, children. Jimmy played in the garden. The word played, the help of the word played, we can identify that this is past tense. The work has completed. That is past tense. Jimmy played in the garden. He has completed his progress. That is played. He played. He completed his work. Jimmy played in the garden. So this is past tense. It refers to an action, that is past tense, refers to an action which took place some time ago in the past. Jimmy played. After that, what she is doing? Now she is doing in some other work. She is sitting simply. That is past tense. It refers to an action which took place some time ago in the past. Jimmy played. Played in the garden. Look at the word played. The played is past. The played, the word, we can understand played as the past tense. It refers to an action that took place some time ago in the past. The third kind of tense is future tense. Future tense means it refers to an action which will take place in future. That is future tense. An action which will take place in future. That is future tense. F-U-T-U-R-E, future. It refers to an action which will, look at the word will, which will take place in future. Now look at the definition for future tense. Future tense is a verb tense used for a future activity or a future state of being. Listen, children, this future tense is a verb tense. It is used for which activity? Future activity or you can say as future state of being. That is, the future tense refers to an action which will take place in future. Look at the word which will. W-I-L-L, will. The word will is used to refer the future tense. It refers to an action which will take place in future or a future state of being. Look at the example. I will jump in the lake. I will. Look at the word will is there. There is no present tense or no past tense. Which tense is mentioned here? Future tense. With the help of the word will, we can identify that this tense is will. That is future tense. I will jump in the lake. This is a future activity, a future plan. You can say as a future plan. I will be happy. Look at the verb will be. I will be happy. I am not happy now or in the past. I will be happy only on the future. So I will be. Look at the word will be is mentioned here. So it represents the future tense. It refers, that is a future tense, refers to an action which will take place in future. That is future tense. I will jump in the lake. I will. Look at the word will. That is refers to the future tense. Now look at this example, children. Jimmy will eat pizza after playing. Here the verb is being given as will eat. Will eat. That is future tense. The word, with the help of the word will, we can identify that this tense is a future tense. Jimmy will eat pizza after playing. After playing only he will eat pizza. So it is in the future tense. Future tense means it refers to an action which will take place in future. So he will eat pizza. Will, W-I-L-L. Will eat pizza after playing. He's not eating now or he didn't eat. What happened? He will eat only after completing his playing. So Jimmy will eat pizza after playing. So this is future tense. It refers to an action which will take place in future. Now let's recall the three kinds of tense, children. The first one is the present tense. See, present tense means it refers to an action which takes place now at present. That is present tense. Look at the example. The man digs. He is digging the ground now at present. So it is present tense. The next one is past tense. It refers to an action which took place some time ago in the past. That is past tense. Look at the example. The man dug. He finished his work. The man dug. D-U-G, dug. In the present form, it is mentioned as dig. D-I-G, dig, the verb form. But here in the past form, as dug. D-U-G, dug. The man has completed his work. So it is in the which form? Past tense. The man dug. It refers to an action which took place some time ago in the past. That is past tense. The next third kind is future tense. Future tense refers to an action which will take place in future. That is future tense. Look at the example. The man will dig. The man doesn't complete his work. It is not in progress. He will do. It will be planned. It is planned in for future. It is planned for future. So look at the word will is mentioned here. The man will dig. The man will, W-I-L-L, will. He will do hereafter only. So it is in which tense? Future tense. Thus the future tense refers to an action which will take place in future. The man will dig. So listen, children. The tense of a verb tells us the time of an action. Tense means it refers the time of an action. And how many kinds are there? Three kinds are there. One is the present tense, past tense, and then future tense. These types, that is, these kinds of tense are further classified into 12 types, totally 12 types. Each one carries how many types? That is 4 types. Present tense are classified into 4 types. The first one is the simple present. Second one, present continuous. Third one, present perfect. And fourth one, present perfect continuous. And look at the next kind, that is past tense. Past tense also classified as 4 types. The first one is the simple past. Second one, past continuous. Third one, past perfect. And fourth one is the past perfect continuous. And then the third kind of tense is future. This future tense are also classified into 4 types. So, what is the first type? That is simple future. Second one, future continuous. And third one, future perfect. And fourth one, future perfect continuous. So listen children, how many tenses there are? There are totally 12 tenses. Shall we recall it? How many tenses are there? There are 12 tenses. First one is the simple present. The next one is the present continuous, present perfect. Fourth one is the present perfect continuous. And fifth is the past, that is simple past. The next past continuous, past perfect, and then past perfect continuous. And future, that is a simple future, future continuous, future perfect, and then future perfect continuous. These are the 12 types of tenses. Now we are going to learn only about the simple tenses, that is simple present and then simple past, and about simple future with a definition, rules, and also with examples. Before entering to the depth of simple tense, you have to learn about the base form of a verb. Listen children, the base form, the example is mentioned here. The base form is mentioned as love. And the yes form, have to just add the letter S with the base form. So the word will change into loves. The next past form. For the past form, you have to add the letter ed with the base form. What is the base form? It is mentioned here, love. If you add ed to the past form, then the word will become loud, L-O-V-E-D, loud. And the fourth one is the ing form. What is the base form here? Love is the base form. Then if you add the letter ing, then it will be changed as loving, L-O-V-I-N-G, loving. Then look at the next, that is the fifth, the past participle form. It is also the same. You have to add D. This is the third, that is a V3 form. Love, the base form is mentioned as love. And the past participle form, that is V3 form, is mentioned as loud. So this is the base form of a verb children. Base form. And then we have to, next you have to add the second form as add yes to the base form. And then third, the past form. For the past form, you have to add ed. And then fourth one is the ing form. For the ing form, you have to add the letters ing with the base form word. And the next one is the past participle form. You have to change the base form into past participle form. So it is mentioned as loud. Another one example is also mentioned here children. You have to try with this. The base form is drink. What is the yes form? Yes, you have to add the letter yes to the base form. So it will be changed as drinks. The next one, past form. What is the past form? What is drank? D-R-A-N-K, drank. Then ing form, drinking. D-R-I-N-K, drink is the base form. You have to add ing. So it will be changed as drinking. Then what is the V3 form? That is past participle form for drink, drunk. Drink, drunk. This is the verb form here. That is a base of your verb. This you have to understand children. The base form. The next you have to add yes form, means you have to add the letter yes to the base form. And then third one, past form, means you have to add the letter ed to the base form. The fourth one is you have to add ing. That is ing form. You have to add ing to the base form. And then fifth one is the past participle form, that is V3 form. So you have to learn this base form of a verb. And then you have to learn about grammatical person also, children. Grammatical persons are accomplished by pronouns, words used to take the place of a noun in order to make speech easier. Instead of noun, we are replacing the noun into pronoun for the grammatical persons. That is mentioned here. Look at this, children. The first person, look at this picture. First person, singular plural is mentioned there. You all know about singular and plural. Singular means the count is only one and plural means more than one. That is mentioned here. And then listen, the person, first person, second person and third person are mentioned here. What do you mean first person? First person means the speaker referring to himself or herself. That is known as first person. What is it? The speaker referring to himself or herself. That is known as first person. Look at this column. The first person is they in the singular only. The first person singular. What is the subject is they? I. I is the person who is speaking. So it is the singular form first person. And then don't go for the subject column, children. First don't go for the object column. First listen the that is a singular plural person, and then personal pronouns. Only look after the subject column. Afterwards I will explain you this object. First listen this subject. Singular and plural is mentioned there, children. Singular means only one, plural means more than one. In the singular, the first person, it refers to himself or herself. That is the first person. I is they. And then second person. What do you mean second person? The person whom someone is speaking to or writing to. That is second person. Second person is you. First person I. Second person means you. Singular. Only one in count. Okay. First person means I. That is only one in number. And the second person you. That is only singular in number. And then third person. Third person means it refers to someone else. That is not the writer or a group including the writer. Not you and me. It is some other person. That is third person. Third person singular. The next plural form also like the same type. That is for the plural. First person I. That is for the singular we are mentioning as I. For the plural including I, you have to point out. So the first person plural is we. And then second person plural is you. Both the first person singular and both the second person singular and the plural are you only. And then third person, now we are pointing about the third person. Third person plural, it represents to they. The singular usage is commonly accepted here also. Listen, the third person, it refers to someone else that is not the writer or a group including the writer. Who are the third person? He, she, it. That is singular third person, and plural third person is they. And then while changing into objects, you have to change and write like this. The subject I will be changed into me, and you to you, and he, she, it to him, her or it. And then plural form, first person we will change to us, and then you to the same you. They means them. Don't get confused, children. Up to this learn it. That is a singular, then plural. Singular means only one, plural means more than one. The first person means the speaker referring to himself, and then second person means whom someone is speaking to or writing to, and third person refers to someone else, not you and me. It is some other person. That is third person. First person singular means I. That is singular. Second person singular means you. Third person singular means he, she, it. And then next in the plural form, first person means we, second person plural means you, third person plural means they. We are going to learn about only the simple tense, that is simple past tense, simple future tense, and also simple present tense. One is the simple present tense. Look at the spelling, children. In the present tense, the first step is simple present tense. Simple present tense means an action that exists, is usual or is repeated. That is known as simple present tense. You can identify the simple present as an action that exists, is usual or is repeated again and again. That is known as simple present tense. Now look at the definition for simple present tense, children. The simple present tense is one of several forms of present tense in English. It is used in describe habits, unchanging situations, general truths, and fixed arrangements. For this purpose, you can use the simple present tense. Listen, children. Simple present tense means an action that exists or is usual or is repeated. It is the most important of all tenses. It is used to describe, look at this, it is mainly used to describe habits, unchanging situations means a repeated action takes place daily, general truths, a fact, and fixed arrangements. For this purpose, we can use the simple present tense is simple to form. It is a simplest form. We can explain in a simple way. So this is simple present tense. An action that exists, is usual or is repeated. That is simple present tense. While forming the simple present tense, we make sure that the noun or pronoun agrees in number with the verb. You have to keep this in mind, children. And then an action that exists, is usual or is repeated. It describes the habits, unchanging situations, general truths, and fixed arrangements. For this, you can use the simple present tense. Example for simple present tense, children. Look at this affirmative column. I am a doctor. You are an engineer. He is at home. Look at this first one. I am a doctor. This is present tense. I am a doctor. At present, he is, what is his profession? He is a doctor. The habitual action, or we can say an action that exists, is usual. Yesterday also he is a doctor. Today also he is a doctor. And tomorrow also he will be a doctor. So this is an action that exists, is usual or is repeated. For that purpose, we can identify the tense as simple present tense. I am a doctor. Look at the next one. I. Which person it is? First person. I is the first person singular. So which is the verb we have used here? Am. I am a doctor. And the next one is the you are an engineer. You is the second person. What is it? You is the second person. Second person, it may be either singular or plural. You have to consider the second person as you only. You are an engineer. For this, you, the second person, which is the present verb we are using here, are, A-R-E, are. And then next, he. He is at home. The verb is used here as the is. He is. He is the which person? He is the third person singular. For the third person singular, here we have point out as is. He is at home. At present, he is at home. So, for this example, simple present, we have taken one example from singular, that is a first person singular, and then second person, and then third person singular. For the first person singular, the be form verb we have used as am. I am a doctor. The second one, you are an engineer. And the third point, he is at home. He is at home. For the third person singular, we have to point out as is. He is at home. Now look at the negative column, children. You have to learn this also. This is the first column. Affirmative is the simple present column. And the next one is the negative column. So look at this negative column. I'm a doctor. Negative means the word you have to use as not. N-O-T, not is represent as a negative. So, I'm a doctor. What is the negative form? I'm not a doctor. Where you have to insert this not the next to the verb form. I am. What is the verb form here mentioned as am? The next to the verb form you have to mention the word not to represent as a negative sentence. So I am not a doctor. Look at the next one. You are. You are an engineer. How will you mention is the negative form? You are not an engineer. So where you have to insert this not the next to the be form, that is you are not an engineer. The next one, he is at home. Look at the next point, he is at home. Where you have to insert this not, he is not at home. So the entire meaning is different from affirmative and negative. I am a doctor, I am not a doctor. Look at the difference. Second one, you are an engineer, you are not an engineer. He is at home. What is the point here? He at present, he is at home. What is the negative form? He is not at home. After this, clear children? The next is the interrogative type. Interrogative means you all know it ends with the question mark and it begins with the question word, you can say. So look at this. Look at this. What is the affirmative form? It is mentioned here. I am a doctor. The affirmative form is I am a doctor. How you have to change into interrogative? For the interrogative, there is no rule. Only you have to begin with the WH words or WH question. You can use this be form verb also to begin, that is to begin as a question word, to use as a question word. I am a doctor. How you can change into interrogative, that is to ask as a question. Am I a doctor? Just replace the verb, that is am and the first person. Am I a doctor? And then you should end with a question mark. Begin the first letters capital and end with a question mark. Likewise, look at the next one. You have to answer, children. You are an engineer. That's the affirmative column. And then how you will change for the interrogative, which is the be form verb mentioned here. Are you an engineer? The same thing, children. Just you are going to replace the verb form and then the person, that is a second person. Are will come in the first place and the next you. Are you an engineer? Look at the next example. He is at home. Which is the verb form here? Is. Is he at home? How to end with question mark. This is the form of simple present tense. Affirmative, negative and then interrogative. Simple past tense. Look at the spelling, children. Simple past tense. Simple past tense means it refers to an action that ended at a point in the past. That is known as simple past tense. And the simple past tense is used to talk about a completed action in a time before now. The simple past is the basic form of past tense in English. The time of the action can be in the recent past or the distant past, and action duration is not important. This is simple past tense, children. It's used to talk about a completed action. Look at the word completed. The letter ed is added. Completed. The work has finished. Completed action in a time before now. Just the work has completed. So it is past tense. That ended at a point in a past. Ended is completed. The past tense is used to talk about a completed action. The simple past is the basic form of past tense. It is the basic form. This past tense is the basic form of past tense. The simple past. Simple tenses are very important, children, compared to other tenses. The basic form of simple present tense, simple past tense and then simple future tense. That's the example of simple past tense. Simple past tense indicates an action which is completed at a definite time in the past. That is simple past tense means it is completed, an action that is completed at a definite time in the past. An action has completed. That type of tense is known as simple past tense. And then look at this example. It is mentioned as positive, nothing, it is a affirmative sentence only. I started, you started, he started, she started, it started. So the word is the same, but only the persons are changed. First person singular, and then second person it may be either singular or plural, and then third person singular is taken as example here. I started. Look at the letter ed. It is, if it mentioned as I start, it is the present form. It is the letter ed is added with the base form. What is the base form here? Start. S-T-A-R-T is the base form. So start is the base form. Here we have added the letter ed to convert into past form. So it is I started. I started. Ed is added. S-T-A-R-T-E-D. Started. I started. Then you started. He started. She started. It started. The same way, just we have added the letter ed to the base form to convert into the past tense. So I started. Shall we go for the next one? That is for to change the past form. That is the past form in the affirmative sentence to negative. How you have to add change into negative? Yes, the same way you have to add the letter as not. The word not is used to change the affirmative sentence into negative sentence. For the negative sentence, we have to use the word as not. The simple form, just we have added the verb form, and the next the not, the word not to change into negative. But look at here, I started. I, for the first person, that is a singular I is there, we have to add the word as did. For the past form, you have to use the word as did. Did represents the past form. Did. I did not. Should not simply write as I not start. Is there any meaning is there? No. Definitely no. There is no meaning is there. The sentence is not a complete sentence. So you have to add the word as did. I did not. Why here we have used the word as did? Because it is the past form. I did not start. In a short form we can say as I didn't start. The next one, you. What is the verb form? How you have to change into negative? Not. Before that you have to add the past word did. You did not start. Don't write as started. It is wrong. So the first place itself we have mentioned as the past form did. So you need not to write as an ed. Mention is here. You did not start. The next one. He did not start. She did not start. It did not start. Instead of did not, you can mention in the short form as didn't. But while converting the affirmative sentence into negative sentence, you have to add the word as simply not for the present form. But here for the past form, you have to insert the word as did. I did not start. Should not add with ed. The same verb form you should not add here ed. Should write as start. That is the base form. You should write only the base form. I did not. The next word is the base form word. I did not start. You did not start. He did not start. She did not start. It did not start. You should use only the base form. Should not add ed to the negative format. Have to use only the word as did plus not. I did not start. This is the procedure to convert the affirmative sentence. That is a simple tense affirmative positive to negative. The next is the interrogative, or you can say as a question. The same verb form you have to use it here. What is the question word is mentioned here? Did. Did. What is the person is mentioned here? First person singular. I. Did I start? Did I start? Everything you should mention with, for the past form you should mention the question as did. Did I start? And then you should end with a question mark, children. For the common purpose it is not mentioned here. You have to put question mark here. Did I start? The next one, did you start. The next one, did he start? Did she start? Did it start? This is the form. You have to convert this affirmative or the negative to interrogative form. Did I start? Here you should not add the word not for the interrogative form. If you add not, the entire meaning will be changed. So you should not add the negative form word as not. How to mention as a, it should begin only with the question word. Did I start? Did you start? Did he start? Did she start? Did it start? Likewise, you have to change this negative into interrogative form, or you can say as the question form. Simple future tense. Simple future tense. Look at the spelling, children. Simple future tense. Simple future tense means a plan for future action. A plan which is used for future action. That is the simple future refers to a time later than now and expresses facts or certainty. In this case, there is no attitude. The simple future is used to predicate a future event. Listen, children. The simple future refers to a time later than now and expresses facts or certainty. That is, the simple future tense is used to refer a plan for future action. It is not present now, or it is not happened, it is not completed, it will going to start. That is simple future. It represents an action or a plan for future action. It expresses a facts or certainty. In this case, there is no attitude. The simple future is used where you can use it will rain tomorrow. Look at the word, which is the word is represents as a future tense tomorrow. The word tomorrow, that is known as simple future. It will rain tomorrow. It is not raining today. It is not rained yesterday. Only by tomorrow. It will. Look at the word will. Will represents for future tense. It will rain tomorrow. So we can add simple future tense. Future tense indicates the actions which will occur in the future. Will, shall and be going to are auxiliary verbs of simple future tense. That is, simple future tense means a plan for future action. Now look at this example. I will come. You will come. He will come. With the help of the word will, we can identify that this tense is simple future tense. First of all, it is a future tense. With the help of the word will, it is identified as a future tense. I will come. You will come. He will come. For the future tense, you can use the word either will or for shall. If it is mentioned the first person I and we can mention the form as shall, or you can use as will. I will come. You will come. He will come. Look at the negative form. How you have to change this affirmative form into negative form. With the same thing, you have to add the word as not. For the negative means, you have to keep in mind that you have to insert the word as not here. I will not come. Where you have to insert the negative word? Next to the auxiliary verb. What is the auxiliary verb mentioned here? Will. Next to the auxiliary verb, you have to mention the negative word as not. So it will change as I will not come. Look at the next one. You will not come. Third one, he will not come. This is easy, children. For the affirmative form, you have to add the word the as will or shall. That is the auxiliary verbs you have to insert next to the subject, or it may be a pronoun. You have to add this. While converting this affirmative sentence into negative, have to add the word as not next to the auxiliary verb. And then is interrogative type. How you will change this affirmative, that is a future tense, in the form of affirmative to the question type, or it may be, and you can mention as an interrogative. Yes, first you have to use this auxiliary verb. The next only you have to insert the subject. What is the, look at the first sentence, children. Affirmative, I will come. The affirmative form is I will come. How we will change into interrogative, which is the auxiliary verb here, will. So first mention the auxiliary verb here. Will. What is the subject here? I. Will I come? End with question mark. Here you need not to change the base form. For the 3 columns you have to write only the base form. No need to change the base form here. I will come. How will you write it? The first have to mention with the auxiliary verb, and then next is the subject, third is the base form. What is the base form here? Come. I come. Children, let's again recall tenses. The tense of a verb in a sentence expresses an action. It tells the time of an action. That is, tenses means it refers to the time of an action. And tenses are divided into 3 types. That is past tense, present tense, and then future tense. In that is the past tense. It consists of simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and then past perfect continuous. Like the same way in present form, simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and then present perfect continuous. The same way for the future tense, simple future, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. In our syllabus, we are going to learn, that is, we have learned only simple past, simple present, and then simple future. By the next standard, we shall go for the next, that is a past continuous and then past perfect, etc. So we have learned only simple, that is a simple tense. The first one is the simple present. Simple present means an action that exists is usual or is repeated. Action that is exists or it is usual or it is repeated. That is present tense. Whereas past tense means an action that ended at a point in the past. Whereas for the future tense, a plan for future action. A plan for future action is known as future tense. So children, learn tenses grammar thoroughly. That is simple past, simple present, and then simple future along with the definition and rules. Then take down in your classwork notebook. Mention the date and you have to write the definition of tenses and simple past, present, and future definition with example. Learn and then you have to take down in your classwork notebook. Write it neatly. After completing your classwork, take a photocopy and send it to me. Thank you.